Hey everybody, welcome to TTFT. We were supposed to be doing this show with our dads, but Dad,
Uncle Royal,
Uncle David, looks like we're doing this show alone.
Hold on. Yep. We're here. All right.
Anybody call DCF?
You think we were going to let you do this by yourselves?
Yes.
Hell no. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to a very special Christmas episode of TTFT. What movie are we talking about today?
Home Alone.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Hello, TV land.
All right, this is gonna. All right, let's all right, let's get into it.
Guys, today we'll be discussing the age-old classic Home Alone, starring one of the greatest childhood stars of our generation, Sir Kevin McAllister. Yes, I know it's not his real name, but we're talking about the movie, so who cares about his real name? Jayla,
Yes.
when was the first time you saw Home Alone? Was it last night, as you took notes for this episode? You guys okay over there?
Yeah,
Because we're about to be home alone doing this show.
we're all white, man, all white.
Okay. I saw this movie I'm 21, so it was around about 9 years ago. It was my first time seeing it. But as I grew older, I was able to watch the second and third.
We won't be discussing those again.
I'm just saying.
Don't ever bring those up in this house again.
Especially not the third one.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Adeline, when was the first time you saw Home Alone?
last night.
Awesome! All right, for last night!
Like she broke the cardinal rules.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? You did.
Why don't you tell us what she did, David?
Well,
Because
she
she won't.
saw the second one first.
Wow.
That was because it was on Disney Channel.
That sounds like it was on Tenet. We don't watch the future before the past unless it's present.
I don't care.
Yeah.
All
All right, I want to give proper respect to Macaulay Culkin because you refused to say his name.
That's right.
This tall single-handedly saved a whole production company. 20th Century Fox was going, meow, and Macaulay Culkin came in.
Where'd you learn that at? Was it on the episode of TTFT when we covered Home Alone?
Did we cover Home Alone?
We surely did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we
Be
didn't.
quiet.
Oh, and shout out to John Hughes because we did cover another John Hughes film on this channel.
Yes,
One, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Correct. And also, not to mention, of course, the movies that made us is, of course, they did a documentary, of course,
What's
on
that?
the making of Home Alone. It's a show on Netflix who we're currently in talks with a deal right now, and they were basically they go over movies that made us when we were young. You know,
When was the first time you saw Home Alone?
dude, I had to be all of 9 or 10 years old, man.
Wow.
So don't Kevin Hart me right now. Hey, it's an experience as a child and it's an experience as an adult. I think I almost enjoyed it more as an adult than I did a child.
Yeah.
There's so many things going on. It's like a live action Shrek.
It
And I
does.
got some theories, too.
It turns into a Die Hard situation.
Yeah.
At
It really-
the end. Like he is a young John McClane, and that Nakatomi Plaza is the house.
One thing I really did notice was my first introduction into Joe Pesci was Home Alone. And oh boy, did I not know as I grew, I would really find out who Joe Pesci was. So to see Joe Pesci as a cop as a child, didn't think anything about it. But as a man, as a grown man who's seen Goodfellas, who's seen The Super, who's seen My Cousin Vinny, is like, wait a minute, he should never have on a cop's outfit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like, yeah.
I got a Rudolph hand.
We're taking over. Real. Hold this, Jayla.
Does that mean you're not supposed to be taking it?
Let's just hold that. Just hold it. Okay, so Dave's gonna cut this up later, so he's gonna make us look really nice. All right, so I went over the crazy thing, and we'll all just discuss this openly as we go through this crazy seeing Joe Pesci. I have a theory that I want to throw out
let's
there.
talk about it.
Okay, and I want you to look at your Uncle David's face when I say this because he's gonna be mad he didn't think of this first. I have a theory
I'm
here.
pretty sure you thought about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Home Alone is a loose prequel to one Ferris Bueller's Days Off.
I can see that.
How?
He breaks the third wall a lot like Ferris. He's home alone like Ferris. And I caught those vibes last night when I watched it. I wasn't going to go there, but I could definitely. And they're both John Hughes.
And did you not notice the mannequins when he's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, King of Connections.
And
It's my second
he's
time.
being he's being wooed by a man of the night.
Oh, but watch this even more. Watch this really quick. Think about this. When they're in the airport and Kevin's mom is trying to sell her soul to get home to Kevin, and she moves the older young lady. The lady says, "Oh, Ed." What happens in Ferris Bueller? "Oh, Ed."
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy knows what he's doing.
He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
He's trying to act like his phone isn't on silent.
I know. Like,
My phone is on silent. My phone is on silent.
that's a loud
It's
silence.
a loud vibration.
I think John Hughes just likes to write for upper middle class white boys that have a wit and a bite to them.
Oh, that's funny. Jayla, what do you think about no black people being in Home Alone?
I really didn't notice until you said something. Wow.
Adeline, what you think about it? It was at that moment. She knew her whole life was forever.
Did you notice that there wasn't anybody that looked like?
What do you mean? No, be more specific. What does that mean? Look like us. What does that mean? Could you be more specific? We're handsome. I'm handsome. She's beautiful.
Did you notice that Home Alone didn't have any blacks?
Well, no, you can't add an S to it either.
Well, you can't
Black
have-
people, just say black people, man.
Have you been looking in the background?
Or is it the
see?
or
I'm pretty sure that choir. had
watch
a
this,
few-
watch this. Or is it the background? Ew.
Y'all are always.
All right, so Adeline, let me ask you this: what's one of the nastiest food combinations out there that you would think is out there? What's one of the two things that do not go together?
Bananas and pickles?
Very close. I think I found something more disgusting, and I want to ask you two this specifically, the whites. Is this WPS or is this truly what happens? Jayla, they were eating pizza and milk. Now, I'm asking, is that WPS?
There's a reason for that. The mom said they're about to go to.
So wait a minute, just because
You
they're
want
just
to get rid of the milk?
Yes.
that's not how you get rid of milk. You know how you get rid of milk? You pour it down the drain.
That's wasting money.
Well, you don't eat it with pizza.
If you got private jet money, you got wasted
Yeah, you
milk
can.
money. So
Why are you eating? You guys are missing the point here.
in defense of white people, nobody actually drank the milk. Everybody was drinking the Pepsi.
Nah, somebody had that milk.
And Pepsi got some crazy product placement.
They definitely did get crazy product. Crazy. Now, I will say this on the technical side of the film. I love, even from back then, this was still really good. Did you notice the tracking shots inside the house that they would go to people, come back, zoom in, zoom out, but it'll still be just one shot at certain times?
Uh-huh.
I felt like that was very hard for them to do. Did you notice that, Jayla? No.
No,
I got
can you
beef
repeat
with
it? It went.
I just want to know, did anybody work in the house? But we'll get back right there.
Hold on, I want to stay in the kitchen scene for a second because I got beef with Buzz.
Why?
I don't think that Kevin McAllister should have ever been sent up to his room. How is it his fault that Buzz ate all the cheese pizza just in spite of Kevin, made himself sick, threw up, and then made a mess, and now Kevin is the little jerk?
Yeah, that happens in families across America all the time.
I get that.
It's not
yeah,
because the mom caught the reaction, not the offender.
Yeah.
So that should pretty much go well.
And did you notice when they spilt the milk and everything? I want this.
He put on the passports. He spilled
Yes, I never noticed that.
I didn't either until I heard the dad say, "I'm warming them up in the microwave." Like, oh my god!
I think the dad wanted to
not go on the trip.
No, I think the dad wanted Kevin not to go on the trip.
Why?
Because
he was being a man. Because he was more of a man than his dad.
He threw Kevin's passport away, and it looked pretty intentional. Oh, let me get this. Oh, sure.
Kev up.
Whoops.
Did we forget anything? But I'll get back to that. So that's a very good point, man. One thing I did like here, Buzz foreshadows something that we won't find out until we're adults. And when they're looking out the window, Buzz lets us in on a creepy secret, and I'll just say that when all three of
Turned
them.
out that Buzz was the creepy secret.
Now, how crazy was that? Look at that up on the line, kids. Google that. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go into some specific things that Buzz says. He's like, everybody knows what he does. The cops won't even arrest him. Like, so you don't want to get caught. Like, all those things he's saying, like, as a child, they go over your head. But
You know what he's talking about?
No.
The creepy old man.
What'd you say about the creepy old man? What word did you call him? He was what?
When he was in the church and he went to talk to Kevin and he said, all those things that people in the neighborhood are saying about me, they aren't true. What'd you say?
Suspicious.
There you go. So one thing I want to talk about, and clearly you ladies don't know anything about this, but Kevin has no respect for his dad.
I didn't see really any interaction between Kevin and
That's
his
what
Because he doesn't have any respect. What do you say? I'm the man of the house now. Like he's trying to.
But that's when they were gone.
His dad wasn't there.
And he's never was. Not in Kevin's mind. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But as soon as the authority figure, which was his mom, who wore the pants and the dress and the heels and the boots in that family, then he was like, hey, he's the man now.
I mean,
And that's why he didn't want Kevin there. That's why he threw his passport, because he knew, dang, Kevin's a hard worker. He's going to show his mom, I'm not really a man. I got to get rid of this kid.
I did think it was funny that the very first thing that Kevin did upon leaving the house was go grab the gun and start shooting stuff.
Yeah, and even the dad on the plane. I left the garage open. That's what it was. So he wanted somebody to break in and take Kevin anyway.
Yeah, he was trying right there. Like, oh man, she's on. She's
on to me.
Remember, we're literally almost off the runway. It was the garage. I left the
Garage open.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we're good.
Definitely
Hey,
not.
we done all we can do. We're here.
He is the middle child, right? I
Who's the
still
dad?
don't have Kevin. I don't have a firm grasp on who is actually their children in the house.
And these are Joe Pesci. Do you live here? Were your
Yeah.
parents here? Like nobody knows.
Must be some kind of fancy orphanage.
And furthermore, apparently cops back then or now don't need a warrant to go into somebody's house. He's just in there asking questions.
Well, he wasn't a cop. You see the other cop that showed up, he did not go in the house, and he should have. He just,
Ain't nobody
nobody's
here.
here. Tell the county kids again.
Oh my goodness graciousness! But it just was funny to me. Even though, but they thought he was a real cop, and they just let him in his house. Oh, what a time to be in America. We can leave your garage open, leave a kid home, let these cops come in. I've never experienced it. Have you, Jayla?
No.
Yep. Okay.
No, that crosses the racial divide right there.
What was the kid's name that always peed the bed that nobody wanted to sleep with?
Oh man, what was his name? That was Macaulay Culkin's brother in real life.
But it was funny, his name, because it's the hints right there.
Yeah, Squirts.
Fuller.
Because
He's always full. Ew.
Yeah.
I am on fire. The fire blaster.
These are his notes. So
Did you know that was Macaulay Culkin's little brother?
I did not until I saw the movies that made us.
Kieran.
Yeah. Who cares?
Iggy Goes Down. Another great movie.
Okay. Oh, another. Let's give it up for the great. I think now we have discussed Catherine O'Hara before on TTFT, haven't we? For some reason, Catherine O'Hara from Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make a connection. I'm going to say something. I don't think Adam, I look at your dad's face again. I'm going to blow his mind. How crazy is it? Who's the worst parent? Is it Kevin's mom or Lydia's stepmom? She just can't get her family together.
We actually brought that up. How did we end up talking?
No,
about
I
this?
just brought it up, and you're now trying to take credit for
We
it.
talked about this before, like worst parents.
Yeah, we're talking about Liam Neeson and
You think Kevin's mom is a bad mom?
Mm-hmm.
What makes her a bad mom?
She left
Talk up for the mic.
And look in the camera and say it.
yeah,
She left. Yeah, but you saw all the things that led up to her leaving her kid at home.
she wasn't focused.
The passport got thrown away. The electricity got shut off. The other kid that was next door messed up the head count.
Well, she
fought tooth and nail to get back home the moment she realized that.
Why didn't she just rent the van from the airport? If she can catch a ride with strangers playing the poker. But we'll get.
I've changed my mind.
All right, we'll get that. Don't
So
worry.
what do you think now? Say you. You think she's a bad mom?
No.
Yeah.
We'll wait till the sequel.
I do think she's a bad mom.
She lost him
Personally,
again.
I think she's a terrible
She lost
mom.
him again. Her and Liam Neeson would never
She
get
was worried
copied.
about her nieces and nephews.
Second
and was not
one.
worried about
Bad mom.
Yes. Yeah. Now, when you do it that's a good point. When you mess up and do it the second time,
Right.
at this point,
And that's when they took her kids away from her, and then that's when she went and did Beetlejuice, and she couldn't have her own kids anymore. Now she's messing up Lydia's life. She's a horrible mom.
yeah, and she's not too much better in Schitt's Creek either. She's in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Show.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but I know she's definitely in that here. I'm gonna say who's one of the most funniest characters in the film that does not get credit. That uncle, man. That
Uncle
uncle,
Frank?
yeah, Frank. Uncle
You
gets
little
good.
jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, that's silver. Get it, take it. He said it in front of the lady on the plane, take it. That's me. I take stuff that's not for sale all the time. I still do, but I don't steal. Do you?
Oh yeah, but no, that's a different kind of thing. Like, you're not a cheapskate though. He's just a cheapskate. You saw it with the pizza. He's like, oh, that's my brother's got that.
Yeah, he did, but he took all the pizzas.
I only got traveler's checks.
And then they get, honey, and that's what I'm saying. He doesn't work. He's a slob. That dad, I do not like that dad.
So you're Kevin.
And isn't
Please,
that's the dude from Big.
It is the dude from Big.
The jerk.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this guy here.
That's what he does.
Where are we at?
I don't know.
Can we take a pause for a second
Why
from
are you
your
reading
notes
notes?
and just figure
You have to
like
bring it up.
I'd like to know who. Let's just jump right into scene stealers real quick.
You told me we're skipping the format.
Yeah, we're skipping the format. This is
Well,
like
wait,
we're
see?
When you edit this, make us look professional.
I'm
'cause
just
this
trying
is-
to say well, let's start youngest to oldest.
Okay.
Who's going last then between me and you? That would be you. No,
Whoa.
me. 20th, 16th.
What?
20th, 16th. I'm a little bit older. I'm 4 days older. Boy.
Is it after 6 o'clock, Jayla? It's after 6 o'clock. You just called me a boy. You heard
I'm a
that? You heard
man.
that racist and
No,
so yeah, you
no,
heard
no.
it. How did it sound, Jim?
It's-
Your dad's being racist. He just called me a boy.
Okay.
Oh.
Why do you sound?
Oh, why do I sound like that? Why does he sound
You
like
sound
that?
like. Okay.
I sound like a boy. Of course, he sounds like a racist.
You sound
All right,
like
great.
Buzz from Toy Story.
Oh, and we're gonna go youngest to oldest. So you go first.
We're talking
Out of
about-
everybody in the movie, who do you like the best? Who do you think was like the best actor? Your favorite character? All right.
You don't have to
Kevin, I
whisper.
feel like it's gonna be the obvious.
Right,
answer.
Please.
Okay, let's do because other than Kevin, other than Macaulay Culkin,
Like
because
that.
he's a shoo-in. What other character would you pick?
No one else.
You gotta pick someone else. That's the rule. Speak up.
She said the mom.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You.
What?
The
What?
mom. The mom.
The mom, Catherine O'Hara.
Jayla, who was your favorite character?
My favorite character
other than
would have
Kevin?
to be the old man. I just like how.
The one that works
The
for the
old man
pigs.
across the street?
Yeah,
Well, no worse
he
for the
just
pigs.
popped up, and Kevin always
So-
felt like
so
he was
my-
the problem. Like,
Oh, he was a problem.
He was the problem.
wasn't the main problem.
I want
That's
to know why
society,
he
yeah.
can't see his granddaughter anymore.
Where's his address registered at?
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I'm going to go with Larry Hankin.
Ooh, Larry Hankin.
Yeah, because number one, he was not originally cast in that role. He said wanted somebody else, and then they wound up with Larry Hankin. And not just it wasn't a sympathy card that I was playing towards him, but I had to ask myself. He has Kevin McAllister over here. I'm sorry,
Macaulay Culkin.
no, he has Macaulay Culkin over here. He has Joe Pesci over here. Catherine O'Hara over here. Like, you're surrounded by all these people that should be taking the film away from you. You still found a way to stick out. Not just with your acting as far as like the buffoonery of your acting, but the faces he would make, or just some, like the one scene when he was just like, yeah, you should go check that out, Marv. He was just like,
Yeah.
right now, like stuff like that, those beats. And so to me,
Jill, hysterical online too.
and he did it. And so my point was this, like I say, and especially when it came to those stunts, because you can tell almost every time Joe Pesci's character used a stunt double, and rightfully so. But Larry did a lot of his stunts. And I really thought his acting was on par.
Larry Hankin, I'd like to apologize to you real quick. My person of color friend here gets his Caucasian actors and Caucasian women mixed up. He thinks he's speaking about Daniel Stern right now.
Watch this real quick. 3.
No. We won't watch anything. We'll watch what just happened.
3,
Larry
2.
Hankin. Your interview still plays, and you were great in Home Alone, but what do you like about Daniel Stern?
I'm gonna tell you about Daniel Stern. He's a similar resemblance to Larry Hankin. That's what's number one.
He
It's
does
crazy.
resemble him.
He does resemble him, and it's not the caucasity. It
It
is more so. But I will say
They
this.
both look like the guy stumbling outside of the bar at the wrong time of night.
And you know what? He also, shout out to. I do know who he is. Larry Hankin. He actually played Kramer, playing Kramer in Seinfeld.
And in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, he was the cab driver.
He
on
surely
the way to
was.
the Shady Motel.
Larry, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I mean, hey, guy. I mean, you both got talented. But Daniel Stern, like, he was not originally supposed to play that part, and for him to come in and just ultimately kill it, man. And again, what do we always say? You did the most while everything was around you with less screen time than most people had. So
Pause. I'm looking for a little bit of trivia here. You say he wasn't originally going to play that part?
no.
No.
They offered it to somebody else. I can't remember. I saw it on the
Kevin
movies
Spacey.
that made us. No, it wasn't Spacey. No, it was somebody that was a real funny guy, and they wanted him, but then they couldn't.
Let's
They
look it
could,
up.
all right, real quick.
And
Not yet.
while she's looking that up, I will say that my scene stealer is Joe Pesci. I mean, other than Kevin McAllister, obviously, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, other than Kevin.
But Kevin, Joe Pesci, the restraint. He just shows so much restraint for being, and you can see it like that.
He came up with that language, by the way.
And when I was watching it last night, I thought to myself, like, nobody could have done that role the way he did it and made it as awesome as he did.
And the reason why that you're right about that is because of the fact that everybody who has either saw Goodfellas or some form of Joe Pesci before that was used to him cursing. So you can imagine the words that he would be saying at the time.
It was a perfect thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, he's such a good actor that at the end, when he's looking out the window from the back of the police car, I honestly felt a little bad.
That's what it was. You wouldn't believe this.
I saw that first, but
But you didn't say anything.
because I
Andy
thought it was
Griffith.
wrong.
You didn't know what that was when I
No.
started whistling like
Yes,
you
I
did.
did. did.
Why would you know what show is that?
Because
What show is that? While I was
Andy
whistling.
Griffin show.
And what did he go on to be after that? What other show he was in after that?
That I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you just whistled. That's how I know him, and I know
Matlock.
that from Granddaddy Ray.
Matlock.
That's kind of like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the problem was it wasn't the money. His own Andy Griffith on-screen chemistry with Joe Pesci wasn't working. So then that came in Daniel Stern, also who played a lookalike to Larry Hankin.
Yeah.
So I wrap that up.
So Joe Pesci, is there now? You guys. This is a question for you two because you know the young actors that are
Yes,
on
I'm
the
just
scene
gonna
these
say.
days.
Who could be a little Kevin
Yeah,
McAllister?
if they were to remake Home Alone right now, you think, Jayla, you go first.
I'm thinking.
Okay, Adeline, you got something on your mind? Who would you? It doesn't have to be a boy. It could be a girl.
I don't get it.
So you're confusing your child. You
You-
said
you-
Kevin
you-
McAllister, and you're telling her it does not have to be a boy. Get it together.
Anybody
Hold on,
could
let me
be
get
the
it together.
lead, and if they were remaking Home Alone right now, and they were going to put an actor in it, like somebody that you like, who would you want to be the main character in Home Alone? You don't know? What about Jenna Ortega?
Yeah.
She's good.
Okay.
So
She's in
let's
everything
go
these
back and
days.
have her say Jenna
Jenna
Ortega.
Ortega is so hot right now.
No, it's some.
How old is Jenna Ortega?
She's over 18. Don't
I
worry
was talking
about
to
it.
Adeline. I was talking to Adeline.
I
Not
Googled
you.
it.
All right, Jayla. What
Hold on.
does Google think?
No,
Who does Google think should play Kevin McAllister?
Hold on.
We're on. We are filming.
On
Y'all keep saying hold on.
ChatGPT.
No,
Wait a minute.
no.
So wait a minute.
no,
Your
no.
dad's an actor, and your dad's. That's why she keeps telling you she doesn't care because you're the editor. She knows you'll make it work. What's your excuse? I'm not editing this. Get it together.
Dakota.
Who?
No.
Fanny Watson? What?
Culkin.
Dakota Culkin?
His brother.
That's not even a
That's-
person.
That's not fair. No, you can't choose.
That
choose
is not.
his brother.
That's not.
So his last name just happened to be Culkin.
No, it's his son actually, and I wanted to talk about it.
and what's her name?
Thank you. And that's London Tipton.
London Tipton. You know about
Brenda-
London Tipton? Sweet
Sweet
Life
Life
of Zack
on
and
Dick.
Cody?
I don't watch kids programming.
That
Oh,
that
it's
was
not
still
kids
your
program.
time.
That's elevated.
That was still your time. You could
The
have watched
prison
it.
sentence will be. Tell us about it, Jayla.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody turned into Sweet Life on Deck when they got older. But Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, you should know that. Like that's what Mr. Mosby.
I do
London
know what it
Tipton.
is. I know they're not really friends in real life. I read that story.
They're
They're
siblings.
brothers. They're twins.
Silly
Zack
guy.
and Cody.
Look at this guy here.
Do your research.
Okay. And was that Jake and somebody else?
That
Jake
was-
and Josh. That's who that
That's
was.
Jake and
Josh.
Josh, and that's
Drake
Nickelodeon.
Drake and Josh.
Jake
I don't-
and
man, I
Josh. And it's me talking about, yeah, no, it's Drake and Josh.
I don't
Nickelodeon.
know the kids' names, all right?
Nickelodeon. And we're talking about Disney.
Nickelodeon?
Okay, but that look.
No. All right.
No.
I'm gonna go with and David, I haven't done this in a while, so he'll smile at this. A young, because he's too old now, because he can't play the part, but a young Justin Bieber could have did it.
I feel like that would have
That'd
been, that would have probably been too hyped up.
Yeah.
No.
But-
What would have him singing on stairs? Baby, baby.
But no,
baby,
that would have been
ooh.
before, baby.
I would have been rooting for the wet
That would have been
bandits to
before.
get him. Like, get him.
That
Yeah.
would have been before, baby.
And
Because he
on,
is,
on that note, I will say that with Home Alone, I remember from the first time I watched it until as an adult, I am rooting for the parents not to make it home because then the fun is over.
and
Like
that
I
way
want-
2 and 3 could have been like a continuation instead of just
Didn't
keep
we
getting
just
home
say
alone.
do not bring up the sequels again and yet
No.
you are bringing them up?
We were talking
We're
about
talking about Home Alone, a
right.
standalone film.
What do you think, Adeline? Would you be like when you watch the movie? Do you want the mom to make it home? Why? She's bad. And speak up for the people at home.
For the people at home?
It's a saying. It's a saying that the people say.
What if they're not at home? What if they're outside?
It's just a saying.
I don't care.
Home Alone.
Answer the question. Don't just answer the question.
Same reason.
Same reason? Same reason as what? Why are you looking so far away from the cameras over
I'm
here?
looking at you.
Look at the camera. Talk to the camera.
Talk to the camera. I'm talking to people over here too.
Hello.
Jayla, I heard you were gonna bring like a special friend into town, and then like it didn't happen.
Wait, now this is
Yeah,
on me.
Now you
Wait.
Hey, what he's trying to do is trying to pull a divide between us. But we're
Because
gonna
I
say
see you looking all happy over
we're
there.
gonna be strong in solidarity. Put your hand down.
I'll
We're gonna
give
be
you a high five.
Adeline, let me ask you this. If so let me ask you this. What was your, out of all the hijinks that Kevin McAllister pulled at the end, what was your favorite prank or thing that he did to protect his house that made you laugh the most to the Wet Bandit?
The thing where he roasted the head off.
Oh, I like that hat. Yeah, I like that.
So you think that's the worst one? That one was gonna hurt the most?
That and the nail.
Oh, dude, I still felt that. That was the one feeling.
Yeah.
Great job, Evelyn. That was the one thing I felt the same about as a child, as a man. When he stepped on that nail, I was like, and you can see it a little bit different when you're older, that he didn't actually step on it, but it didn't even freaking matter. I was still like, ooh, you know what part we're talking about, Jalen?
Yes,
The
yeah.
thought of it
What part we
makes
talking
When he
about?
was walking up the steps when they had pricked him and when
And
Kevin got him to come in the house.
What was on the steps?
Nails.
What else?
Nails.
See what I'm talking about? I knew she didn't know what we were talking about.
No,
You're
I
lying.
did.
Why are you raising
That
your voice?
is
Why are you raising your voice?
Why are
What
you
was
raising your voice?
on the steps, Jalen?
Nails.
I know, but there's a reason that his shoes ended up coming off on the way up to where the nail
It was something sticky, but I don't know what it was.
Tell us.
Ink?
What
Nope, that's
Black ink?
that's closer than what Jalen said.
I knew it was something.
That's
but
what it looked like.
I gotta say that Lady Luck was on Kevin McAllister's side.
Wait, black blue.
It was
Close,
Tar.
Tar.
It was Tar.
It was
Your dad's
tar.
name's Tarian, so you should know. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's not what that
I have no
means.
idea
Black
what that
Tarian.
is.
It's used for.
I'm gonna change that to your name.
Anyway, I was going to say Lady Luck was on Kevin McAllister's side because in every other time they went there, they looked through that window by the Christmas tree first.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, Marv goes down to the basement and then he goes up the stairs. He loses his shoes and he goes back out and then goes through the window, which is the only way that the broken ornaments would have worked on the floor next to the window. It relied on somebody coming in without their shoes on.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that's why he set up the tar thing.
I'm just sitting here trying to tear apart a family film.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, you want to tear it apart? Let's rip this thing wide open. This movie should have never happened. I don't even need this one for this one. Watch this real quick, brother. John Hughes. Guess you're not as good as you think you are, buddy.
He's dead.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, he is now. Dead to the wall. Dead to rights. Kids, earmuffs. Adults, take your peepers off. What happens here is this. Do you not remember specifically, because that made me think about the mommy-daughter relationship here, because there was another story being told there that they never got into. The oldest daughter, whoever that girl was, did not get along with the mom, Kevin's mom. There's always like this little sassiness going on. It's Catherine O'Hara. Get it? Like a little Lydia in her a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Watch this real quick. She says, did you count all of them? Now, yeah, that one boy didn't belong to the family, but she said, did you count everybody? She looked at her mom and she said, yes, this, 4, this, 5, this, 5, this, and this. She was like, thank you. So, therefore, on the plane, she shouldn't have been worried about somebody missing because she confirmed the count with her. Don't shake your head like you know what I'm talking about.
No,
she confirmed the
didn't,
count
that's why I'm confused.
with the kid.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So when they're on the
11 including
plane,
myself.
she should not have been worried about anything. But she definitely should have
She
said,
knew.
and said Kevin, because the daughter confirmed that everybody was accounted for. And when she was running through the airport, she wasn't looking behind her. But the second time they ran through the airport, she kept looking behind for the kids. Lets me know it should have never happened. What do you think about that?
So I'm just trying to understand what your theory is here.
The theory-
That the
no.
mom knew?
The mom, no, I'm saying the film is wrong. That's a break in the
that
film.
the mom-
It's
I mean, they took so much
Liberty?
effort to make something so incredible believable. I gotta give
Oh,
them
no.
credit for that.
oh no, I still said it's an
All
incredible
the little
movie.
details that
Yes, of the
happen to
main
set
one,
it
that where
up
you
for
count the
him to be
kids, and
left
then
there.
3 minutes later, where's the kid?
Yeah.
They did a kid count. She verified with her daughter, and on the plane, she's like, I can't believe Kevin, what do you mean? No, Kevin's been accounted for according to your
all right,
daughter.
So to play devil's advocate,
Go
then,
for it.
The kids were counted.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they got the kid count. But on the other hand, Kevin is a handful. So at a certain point, it must have dawned on her, like, this has been a relatively easy trip
Correct.
to the airport, through customs and
Right.
everything, seated. Kevin can't be here because this was all too
Look
easy.
at the camera.
Ooh, I like it. Headline. Oh, who's bad? But let me play Dante's advocate to your devil's advocate. Now watch this. If that's the case, she's even a more horrible mom than we thought. Whose kid did you kidnap? Because the count didn't change. The number's still the same. If you realize, oh, we left Kevin, who'd you bring? Who did your daughter count?
They counted before they got in the van.
Jayla, I'm gonna jump on him right now.
But
Don't try to make it like it's
What's going
yours.
on?
Am I missing a scene where they counted at the airport?
No, they
No,
counted
they
at
didn't
the
count.
house.
Yeah.
Then they said this many people in this van, this many people in that van. And the mom, as a good mom does, she turns around to her daughter, the girl, and says, Is everybody accounted for? She says yes in a sassy
11
type of way
included
with
me.
me.
But
Right.
I feel like that
So all the kids are there.
Wait,
Yeah.
because she's a teenager.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Listen, because she's a teenager and she already has like a snarky like attitude. She probably just told her mom she counted and she didn't.
But she did. That's how I know you didn't watch the movie again.
Yeah.
Because she's touching every no.
But
Don't dad me. The
but
audience
is she
wants
on
to
her
know
phone?
why you're fugazi. Why are you putting?
Was she
She's
on
a
her
great
phone?
actress. Researcher, no. Now, with that being said, she counted the kids. They confirmed it at the beginning. And what I'm saying is, to your point, yeah, everything. Listen, this movie is still all-time class, still an A+. It's not breaking the movie, but as a filmmaker and a person who watches films all the time, I was like, that's a big plot hole.
But it's not.
I'm gonna stab you right now.
She counted all the kids because
Who counted all the kids?
the daughter,
And told who?
the mom.
Right. So by Dante's advocate here, if she realized, oh snap, we're missing Kevin, then what other kid does she have?
None. That's why she knows that she's missing.
Tell them what I'm
one.
saying, Jalen.
I'm
I'm
not
not going to
getting
say anything because you're not making sense.
They
One
can-
more time.
He's doing this. You get what I'm saying. He's trying to
No,
push
I
me.
don't.
He's trying-
You're
Okay.
out of focus now.
The daughter
You gotta
counted.
focus. Sit back.
The daughter counted
Sit back.
11 kids,
You're
and
out
she
of
was.
order. You're out of focus.
Right, sit back. Calm down. 22.
I'm out of control.
Well,
So
let me just repeat it back to you what I'm hearing.
Right.
The daughter counted all the kids. She thought that she counted all the kids.
no, she
because-
did. The other
because-
little boy from across the street. Yes.
Yes.
She counted
So
11
thought
kids.
That was Kevin.
Yes. Yes.
So then the mom said, "Are we all accounted for?"
And
The
she
daughter
said yes.
Yes.
So the little boy.
So
from
why
across
was
the
the
street-
mom worried about? Why did the mom lean up and say Kevin?
Because she
She never should have thought Kevin
Yeah,
was
but listen,
missing because she has
she
the
realized-
kids. Okay,
let
to
me
that
tell
point,
you-
then who is the other kid? Then she doesn't.
Let me tell you, did the kid ever get on the van? The boy from across the
No,
street?
he said bring me
Exactly.
something back. She
Exactly.
said bring me something back. Right.
Exactly.
But the mom didn't know that.
But the mom never mentally saw Kevin. Even when she looked back, she's looking for her kid. She did not see Kevin. That's why she said
No,
it.
you mentally never saw this movie again. So
Yeah,
I don't,
see-
As a parent,
She
have you ever been in the height of like, all right, run, we gotta get here,
No,
we gotta get
he
there. I
hasn't.
know you have. I know
He's
you.
not.
Yes.
We gotta get here. We gotta get here.
Yes.
And then once you finally sit down, like, whew, okay, well, I can't do anything now. I didn't see Kevin all morning.
Right.
Okay, fine. That's 100% accurate. Unless you had a pre-check meeting with your daughter an hour before that she said everybody's accounted for, mom.
Let me ask you a question. If you task J-Lo with doing a head count,
I
and then
believe
in
her.
the rush of the morning,
Exactly.
you say, J-Lo, did you get everybody? Yeah, Dad, I got everybody. The first thing you would do is turn to me. She didn't fucking count those
You know,
heads.
I would believe that she did. I would believe that she
No,
did.
You would
But,
second.
I would
But
not.
you-
I would not. I would not. Okay, let's remove all of that. And the only thing I'm saying is, okay, we can go on split hairs on that all day. I'm saying, to y'all point, maybe she just had an internal instinct that somebody was missing.
That's what it was.
Okay, that still does not change the fact that in her mind she was told 11 kids were accounted for. So what I'm saying is, once she did realize as a mom, oh, Kevin must be missing. Who did her daughter count? Like, she should be asking her daughter, what other kid did you count? Why? That's the part. That's what I'm saying. She's a terrible mom because they still must have somebody else's kid, is what I'm saying.
That's a
'Cause her
terrible
daughter-
family.
Yeah, no, I agree on
I
that.
just think the safer assumption is
Because nobody was
made a
really
mistake.
messing with Kevin. So it was everybody was bad. Down and three.
My expertise is not warranted here. Okay, but anyway, well, I'm saying we'll Adeline, and we'll hurry up because I know you got stuff to do and money to count. I just want to do my work.
She's got a hole to poke in your theory.
Go ahead.
What if she just counted someone twice?
Very true. That means I can tell you that. That means her daughter is an alcoholic.
That's not what that means.
Yes, it does. She's seeing double. Like she has a concussion.
She got a drinking problem.
Yeah, I got a problem.
Yeah.
But that was very good, baby Adeline. I like it.
I like that
Okay,
you're
but if it
engaged.
was one of us, we would have been in.
What do you mean, one of
debate-
us, like
debate
blacks
war?
or like?
No, me or Uncle
You should
David.
question.
We were just in a
everything he
debate
says.
war.
Why? And I'm gonna tell you another thing about that guy that works for the Peds. What really got me was like, Kevin, for you to be so smart, you're so dumb. You see the shovel master, we'll just call him outside shoveling. You get scared of him. You run inside. Don't lock the door and run
run
upstairs and
under
jump in.
the-
Oh, you remember this part? And jump in the bed and get under the cover.
Right.
That is the absolute worst
I
game plan in the
Like, why would you
world.
not lock the door?
Hey, it was new.
Because now when that guy comes in, he can tell the officers the door was unlocked. I was worried he was in the bed already. If you normally hear that, you think this guy's going to jail, but it's true.
Kid's in second grade, man. He's he learned quick. That was night one. Night two, he's setting up booby traps. He's got.
He's flirting with waitresses at the cashiers out there.
Yeah.
I'm an only child. And she was a little freaky too, asking all those little questions. He was like, I'm an only child. He was like, where's your dad? Where's your mom? Like,
In the car.
Why are you trying to ruin his fun?
Right.
Let the boy stay home alone.
Who are you?
Busybody.
Right, yeah.
Busy body.
You doing anything later? That's what the next question is going to be. Like, goodness grief,
business, Carol.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yet again, the guy that works for the Peds here. Notice he had that thing on his hand that never would heal. He had that. They kept showing how his hands were messed up. You know what I'm saying?
An old man thing.
I know a lot of old men with hands don't have hand sores.
Huh?
I know a lot of old men who don't have hand sores.
Well, no, it's a white old man thing.
I know a lot of white men who don't have old hand sores.
White guys don't moisturize their whole life, and they get old. Their shit just
Mr. Beast or whoever's going to write you right now, he's going to try to get us counsel because you said that. Moisturize, kids.
What?
Hello. All right. Read that, Jimmy.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
32. So the pizza kid allegedly getting shot at. What is we talking about?
If you thought you were getting shot, you mean to tell me you didn't go back and tell your employer or the cops?
Right. Oh yeah, that's true too. I mean, I feel like because he was so shooken up,
like
that he didn't want to.
No, you shooken up. You go to the police
You see
station.
him fall over the trash can. He wanna go.
I did see that. I just didn't. I'm like, dude, I understand it's a movie, and I'm not poking holes in this thing, but tell somebody that's because you know why you didn't tell them? Because that would have ruined the whole movie. If he tells the cops come, the wet bandits are not there.
You have a question?
No.
So why do you feel like the pizza guy didn't go tell the police?
Maybe because it was too scared.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
I feel like he was just not engaged. He was apathetic. They set that up in the first scene when he was there trying to all he cared about was just
getting the money.
Give me my money so I can get home. That's all.
One running joke they did keep between, I'm not going to call it, they made another version of this film. I'll just say that. One running joke they did in the second version of this, the tip. Remember the pizza guy asked for the tip, and then our guy asked for the tip, our guy Schreider. And the second, can I get a tip? Can I get the second one? He put the gum in his mouth. They kept that going, that was pretty good there. I just want to know again, and certain things I want to know about the film. Where was his name? Was everybody at Christmas vacation? The whole neighborhood?
That's true. And that old man. Speaking of the old man, going back to Shovel Man, he is made aware that the kid is home alone, and then just proceeds to say, "Well, you better run on home."
It's
back
getting late.
to your parentless
It's
house.
getting late.
I remember y'all saying where was everybody at in the neighborhood? But do you remember one of the kids? What was his name?
Oh, the one that counted. The one that
No.
counted. Buzz was one of the kids.
Yes, one of the kids. He said it's a boring neighborhood. That's probably
and Joe
why.
Pesci, when he's sitting there in the car with Marv, he's like, "This whole everybody on this street is out."
And he did the light thing,
which also, as a kid, that impressed me. I'm like, "Oh, look at that! He's got the lights timed." But then I thought, what is? I mean, that's a cool bar trick. You got dang.
It's automatic timer.
But tell me how that helps you rob the place any better.
Well, because in his mind, if it's an automatic timer, they only said that because they're out of town or they're not there. So that's but he's dumb because some people is just set. It's like sprinkler. They just said it. I get you with Jill, if there's one thing you could change about the film, what would you change?
I would probably change the duration of how long. Like you said, it was a fast turnaround to when she realized Kevin was gone. I probably would have had a little bit more, but I feel like the director probably did it that way so that it wouldn't be dragged out too long, and you could see more of him being home alone throughout the movie. But I would probably change the quickness to make it feel more believable, like you said. Yeah. In the movie, she has to realize something, or just add more to make her realize, oh, I left Kevin. Just the turnaround. Yeah, that would be it.
I don't think that was very good, sweetheart. I don't think I would change anything, to be honest with you. I know I poked holes in it, but that's just me as a filmmaker and an adult diving into stuff that dissected it. And I think that's how we all get better as filmmakers, because sometimes if you can learn from other people's plot holes or continuity errors or mistakes, it makes you better. And that's why when people always ask me and him about why do we always watch the same films over and over and over and over again? Well, it's not the same films. Most of them are classics, but at the same time, you learn so much on each watch. You can be watching for the cinematography purposes of it. You can be watching to see how many beats an actor takes. You can be asking yourself, well, why did they choose this lighting? So this film, while you can poke a hole in any film, I still think it remains an A+, and that's from the adult watching it and even the child version of me.
I feel like I would have it take place in a less, it kind of bothers me now how well off that family is.
Want to get a private jet?
I kind of resent the McAllisters. They're oh, it must be nice. Just go to France and then
with 7 to 8 to 10 kids,
and then just decide, oh, never mind. We'll go back home on Christmas Day. How nice that must be. And That just kind of bothers me. So I feel like if I were to change anything, I would have it take place in a more relatable household. And then it would be a little bit more believable that it's difficult for the family to make it back home. Because really, if you got that kind of money, that woman, if she really wanted to get home that night,
she tried to get the private jet, remember?
If she really wanted to get home, she could have made it home.
I play devil's advocate with you on that.
Wow.
If you would have had it in a more relatable neighborhood, not the joke me and you were making off camera earlier, but the more relatable neighborhood to what you said, then Kevin doesn't have all those fancy things. I still do that heating iron thing. Regular people don't have that. We ain't got that shit here.
Yeah, but we got dangerous shit in the single wides. Like don't slip on the single wides. Yeah, they could have been a whole different set of booby traps, weed whackers and rusty iron. And
I argue that the only thing I'll say is this real quick as we wrap this Christmas episode up here is that I argue that the more dangerous movie would have been Home Together. Because a family staying together over the holidays together, and like Kevin, same movie, except he subtracts on his family. Like Buzz is stuck to the thing in tar. He's going to his dad's room like, I'm the man of the house now, and burning the sun, like putting his M on his dad.
I do want to, before we get into our review of Home Alone, I want to throw it out there to John. No, not John Hughes.
You mean throw it down there?
Yeah.
Where he's at?
I want to throw it out there to just whoever would be willing to do this, a potential. I guess a kind of sequel for Home Alone. It's a flip on Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin, at his normal age now, he's an adult. Kevin McAllister, all grown up. The Wet Bandits are old senior citizens. Both their families hate them. They have no money to like go into a senior citizen home, so they're left to just kind of survive with each other in a house, and so they're kind of home alone. And Kevin McAllister has fallen on hard times, and he is now robbing houses. And he shows up to the senior citizens' home of the Wet Bandits, and it's just a flip on the whole thing. And as far as I got with it, but I think that's a good jumping off point. I think that's a good jumping off point.
I like it because you never know. I mean, you know it's him doing it, but I would want it to be just a little bit more darker, though. Oh, he's an adult now, like
darker. Yeah.
He did, but not on purpose. He was scared of the old man.
See, you sound like a schizophrenic. I was going to say something about a toothbrush.
Nobody
heard what you said. Can you say that louder so everybody can hear?
Do you remember that Kevin actually stole a toothbrush, though?
Yes.
And screw that person that worked at that store for making such a big deal about a kid stealing a toothbrush.
Yeah, kids shouldn't steal.
No, adults shouldn't hold kids accountable for stealing a necessity like a toothbrush. It should be given free.
He was just flashing 20s the other day. Now he's stealing toothbrushes?
He was obviously in distress. And that also, thank you for the reminder, that cop that chases him after they sick the dogs on him, the cop that's chasing him is the same cop that half-assedly tried to rescue him the night prior.
Really quick, before we would be remiss if we did not say one of the people we didn't talk about in this film too much was the King of Polka. Rest in peace to Sir John Candy. It was just a treat to see him on screen. But one thing, King Connections here is that, guess what? Uncle Buck still found a way to get Catherine to her son, Kevin's mom. You see what I'm saying? Uncle Buck still helped out. And if you didn't know, Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin, he's all the same person.
With one of the best lines in any movie. Your nails are digging into my arm, God damn it. Also this year, talk to Mark Beltzman, who if you look really closely in the back of the Polka van, you'll see him and part of the band, and got into a little bit of stories about John Candy and stuff like that. So check that out right now, and we'll be back with the review.
It's in 1989 and 1999. You worked with two fantastic Johns, no porta potty pun included. You're talking about John Candy and the great John Hughes on Home Alone and Uncle Buck. If there's a memory or story you could remember from that, John Candy and John Hughes particularly raised me and him. So anything you could share with us would be great.
Yeah, no, they were great. John Hughes was really good to me. I auditioned a lot for him, and he did put me in a lot. He also cut me out of a lot of shit. But God bless him. He was great to work with. And then, if anybody ever asked me who was my favorite actor that I ever worked with, hands down, without missing a beat, it's John Candy, who was just the sweetest, most generous man. And, of course, he was a hero long before I met him. I met him at Second City. he would come by. Alumni come by and watch the shows, and then we'll hang out and do the improv set, or just party with the cast afterwards. But John was very sweet, and I still am very good friends with his whole family. His daughter was just in a production I did during lockdown. I directed a play, a murder mystery on Zoom, and we did it in 3 different time zones, and it was all LA actors. And his daughter Jennifer Candy was in that production. She also does a great show called Couch Candy, where she interviews people who work with her father in front of a live audience. So you can, all of the guests on Couch Candy are worth watching, but mine is on my website, markbeltzman.com, all the way down at the bottom of the page. And, or you can just Google Couch Candy, Mark Beltzman, and that'll come up. But to get long-winded answer to your story, to your question, here's my John Candy story is, we were shooting Home Alone, and I had already worked with him on Uncle Buck. I had gotten cut out of that. I was in Curly Sue and got cut out of that. But John Candy was talking to John Hughes and Christopher Columbus. I think it was the first movie that Christopher Columbus directed, was Home Alone. He had written some other films, Adventures in Babysitting or something like that.
Yeah.
So John Candy, John Hughes, and Christopher Columbus were standing around on the set talking, and they go, "Mark, come on over here." They go, "We have this idea. We want to do this thing in the back of the van. Do you have any ideas? Here's the setup." And I came up with all this stuff. Oh, by the way, John Candy only had 1 day to shoot that entire film.
Oh, wow.
So we were going on hour 20. We had been there for 20 hours working on the movie because John only had 1 day, and they were getting ready to set up for like the 4th or 5th meal of the day. And they said, "Okay, in the back of the van, just forget what we were going to do. You all pretend like you're asleep, and we're just going to do a 2-shot on John Candy and Catherine O'Hara." And so they yell action, and John Candy just started spewing all the ideas I had come up with in that meeting earlier in the day when he was talking to John Hughes and Chris Columbus. And then they yell cut, and John Candy looks at me and goes, "Hey, kid, I used all your stuff. I hope you don't mind." And I was so naive. I was just like, "No, that is so cool. That was great. I should have asked for writing credit." So I essentially participated in writing the scene in the back of the van in Home Alone. But
sleepwalking.
John Candy stole all that material from me.
So not only were you asleep, you're hearing your words being read. You can't even watch them.
Yeah.
And we're back for the review.
Hey.
All right, Adeline, we're going to do the final review here. Any words?
1 out of 5. 5 is the best, 1 is the worst. What would you give Home Alone?
5 out of 5.
Did you like Home Alone 2 more or less? Okay, good.
Okay, I'll go next.
See, that's just what James needed in his life. Go ahead. Why you touching me?
I thought you were ticklish. I wanted to try.
Hell's gotten into you.
I'm about to put my... Okay. Honestly, I would give the first one a 5 out of 5. And like Adeline said, I like the second one less only because it wasn't as exciting. I feel like the first movie had a lot of excitement, and that excitement can't be replaced. Yes, that's it.
It's always
the trailer.
Yes, and it's always, we go back to the N word that we use on TTFT all the time, which, excuse me.
Yeah, I was confused.
If you let me finish, it wouldn't be. It's nostalgia. And as she just mentioned, because the nostalgia from seeing the first film, of course, that again, we joke about the second one. But again, it's still a good film by itself. Again, trust me and David have seen some of the crazy things that happen in New York. We really have. So I'm just happy he made it out alive from there. But all in all, like I said, I give this movie a 5, man. This is a certified 5. It will never change for me because, again, from the iconic memes, that even when this was done, before there were GIFs and memes, this meant something to kids. Kids were doing this. We were trying to go back. He was trying to teach you how to be a film editor even when you were younger. You're filthy. Like rewinding and going and using those things. To me, every other hijinks in that film had been done before, as far as setting stuff up and all this other stuff. But that ending of him taking over that house and doing it how he did it, that went in film lore because it set it apart from any other film, and anybody that did anything after that, like, oh, you're just trying to Home Alone it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's a 5 out of 5, certified.
Right.
So certified.
Yeah.
Royalism.
I give it a 4.5.
Idiot.
It's a Christmas classic, but again,
This is Gone Fishing.
It says going fishing. Because I can relate to these people. They're struggling. It really brings me down to because it's a Christmas classic. So I want to watch it every Christmas. But the last thing that I want to think about during Christmas is the money that I don't have. And watching the McAllisters just makes me think like, oh man, how nice would that be? So I take 0.5 away from making me think about how broke I am. And a 4.5 for being a Christmas classic. And Macaulay Culkin saving 20th century.
And not to mention, one of the worst Santa Clauses ever. He give that kid Tic Tacs.
And spearmint Tic Tacs too. Not even like the orange ones. What the hell was that?
I don't know, guys.
And then let him go home. A kid just came up to you and said, "Oh, one for Christmas is my family back." It's like, "Oh, here's some Tic Tacs, kid. Run along."
Okay, and before we go, I want to just say this: we've traveled with Macaulay Culkin through his entire life. The kid version of you will always love Kevin McAllister. The teenage version of you will love Good Son. The adult version of you, Dave, tell them about that pizza thing.
Well, screw the pizza thing. That's a great band. Check that
or
out.
The adult version of you will be dating Megan Fox.
The adult version of you needs to watch Party Monster. So yeah, Home Alone, Good Son, Party Monster. That is the birth, life, death of Macaulay Culkin all the way through.
Well, not all the way, because J-Lo found one of his kids earlier. What's his kid's name? Tipton? Dakota. Hey guys, this has been TTFT. I want to say Merry Christmas, and guess what? I've been Royal.
I've been J-Lo.
I'm still Durden. Happy holidays.
Ah!